Charlie, what does a successful rookie campaign look like for Chase Young here in D.C.? Is it too much to just put on him? You've got to come in and give us 12 sacks as a rookie. Is that too rudimentary? What do you think it looks like?
No. I'm giving you what as an evaluator, okay? This guy's one of the best defensive ends I ever scouted, okay? So what I want to do is I want to see the guy compete hard, which he does on tape. I want to see that quickness and explosion off the ball, and we just let it run upfield. And then I want to see gradual improvement during the season. Those are the things I want to see. I'm not concerned about stats. I'm concerned about this guy is showing me enough things to tell me that this is the same guy that I saw in college as an evaluator. It was like Sweat. I saw the good positives in Sweat, though the production wasn't there. And he got better as the season went on. Same thing with Dwayne. You saw some positives in preseason. The package wasn't complete. He played well at the end of the year when he got practice time, and they got him in a system that, was tailored to what he could do.
Joined by Charley Casserly, former Redskins and Houston Texans GM. Were you surprised that Henry Ruggs was the first receiver selected? Went to the Raiders.
Yes and no. I didn't have him. I had him number 3. If you're just going to value track and run fast, the guy's fast. Now, you watch the tape, the guy's a good player. When you start piecing it together, does the guy catch the ball? Yes. Does the guy show foot quickness to run routes? Yes. He has some stiffness. He's kind of raw, but he did play in a big conference, played with a lot of good receivers around him. He would clearly have played more if he was with another team or another college. So, is there a little bit of a risk and a gamble? Yeah. I did have Lamb and Judy. Judy 1, Lamb 2. But it was really Judy 1, Lamb 1A. To me, those two guys should flip a coin, take either one of them. Yeah, Dallas did a great job of taking the best player available.
Charlie, they were pointing it out last night a lot during the draft coverage. A lot of these guys played a lot out of the slot.
Well, and that's a good point because they may not be. But I think Ruggs to me is an outside guy running up the field. I mean, he's going to change your coverage now. You're going to have to because this guy plays fast. He just doesn't run fast, plays fast. I don't have any problem seeing Lamb or Judy or any of those guys play outside. Jefferson, the one, is a little bit unique because he doesn't have the body built for a slot in the NFL. I shouldn't say it. He doesn't have the quickness guy. He's not the darter that you like inside. But the guy does have speed, and I think he's got potential to run routes outside. He's not a big body guy, so he's a little bit of a tweener. But I did like him. I thought it was an excellent pick by the Vikings.
They flashed this stat yesterday or last night during the draft. Ruggs had 98 catches in 3 years. At Bama, 25 of them went for touchdowns.
Wow.
No, that's a hell of a stat now.
What?
Yeah. That's a hell of a stat.
I know.
Really
so 25% of his catches were scores.
Hey, Charlie.
That's crazy.
Raiders need a speed guy, so that's good.
Yeah.
Charlie, how do you handle this as a GM? You're a GM, 2 teams. Obviously, nobody wants to see somebody pick your successor. And Aaron Rodgers seems to be a particularly prickly guy. If you're the GM there, do you give him the courtesy call and say, hey, listen, we have faith in you, and we can't wait to see what you do for us these next couple of years, but we're going to draft this kid? Do you give him that courtesy call, or is it just professional football and you don't even bother with that?
Well, to me, the coach should make that call.
Okay.
Okay? So, yes, I think
somebody
it's the right thing to do. Somebody should.
Yeah.
You don't have to. It's professional football. And you could tell him that at any point. Well, it's one of those things. If you tell him, who's he going to tell? See? So, if you try to call him on the pick, when you're on the clock, that's probably what you have to do because he might go tell somebody and somebody trades up and then you don't have the quarterback.
Yeah.
So that is a little bit tricky. So I would try to call him when we're on the clock, and if we don't get him, hey, we tried. But, A, it's the right pick in this sense, getting a quarterback for the future. He did not play at the same level he had played at in previous years. He made his great highlight plays, but the consistency wasn't there. So are we at the tip, ready to go down? Well, we're probably closer than that than keep going. We don't know. There's nothing wrong with taking a quarterback at that point in time. The guy was trained by Ron Wolf and Gutekunst. He was there when they took Aaron Rodgers, when they had Brett Favre, and Ron Wolf always believed in taking a quarterback every year. There's nothing wrong with it. Now, this guy fails a drug test, I think, if I'm not mistaken, and he failed a drug test on the way before the All-Star game. That to me is more the question, okay, if I'm not mistaken on that. The consistency is senior year when they change systems, ask him to read defenses. He's a talented guy. This guy's Mahomes on highlights, but then he's somebody else. It throws a lot of interceptions. But it was the right move to take quarterback.
By the way, Aaron Rodgers in March was asked about the possibility of the Packers drafting a quarterback, and Aaron Rodgers' response in a radio interview was, "I know this. He's not beating me out anytime soon."
No. Hey, let's hope he doesn't beat him out anytime soon, okay? Of course not. No, hell, they hope Rodgers plays 4 years probably.
Right.
Or 3 years anyway. So.
I don't know if Love failed a drug test. He had drug possession charges.
Was he picked up or something?
Yeah, he had drug possession charges.
Yeah, there was an incident. That's why I tempered it where I wasn't exactly sure, but there was an incident. So before the All-Star game.
All right, real quick before we let you go, getting back to the Skins, they got no picks in the second round now. Who knows about what happens with Trent? But they certainly have to address the offense. I mean, they made all these additions defensively. Chase Young's great. They made those additions in the secondary. So they're fine defensively right now. Maybe they need another corner, but, man, they got to get some offensive guys for Haskins. They got to get a tight end. They got to get some more receivers. So they need to move Trent for a couple picks, man. They just need to get some depth offensively, don't you think?
Well, don't you have to have somebody who's going to give you something?
Yeah, well, I would assume there's someone out there that wants them.
Well, I don't know. I'm anxious to hear what happened in Cleveland. And maybe Cleveland was stalling to see if they got the tackle they wanted. Once they did, say goodbye. There not a lot of. I mean, when my sources told me Tampa doesn't have the cap room. The Jets just took a tackle. Minnesota very lukewarm on them on the thing. So for what the money wanted and what they want, Redskins wanted to pick. Now, the Redskins are in a tough position. The player put them in a tough position. The Redskins, Ron Rivera says, "Hey, how can I give you a new contract? I haven't seen you. Come to camp, prove yourself. You're under contract." Okay. So, but to answer your question, yes, they need offense, but take the best player available. Don't force guys; you'll regret it. They're fortunate. There's a number of tight ends, and they're going to be there in the third round, I believe. Mm-hmm. There may be a receiver. They got McLaurin in the third round. They hit it. So there might be a receiver there in the third round. There could be an offensive lineman there in the third round. So so it's not over yet, but the odds are against them. But take the best player. Keep working.
Do you think? Charlie. Do you think, real quick? Do you think they need to look at left tackle?
Oh yeah, no question about that. No, that's it. No question about that. Hey, get that phone number for Donald Penn up again.
Oh, yeah, boy. Don't lose that number.
Oh man. Thank you,
All right,
Charlie.
Appreciate it. Stay safe.
Thank you, buddy.